So how do I know? I'm not very good at market timing. I will tell you though that I have sold nearly everything in the world because I know that nearly all stock markets are making all-time highs. Historically, when that has happened, it's a time to worry. So I worry. I sold. I sold too soon, obviously, but I'm watching and worrying.
So you are worried about the direction of the general markets going forward, right?
Well, they show nearly every market in the world is making all-time highs. I repeat, nearly every stock market in the world is making all-time highs. That does not happen very often. And when it does happen, people should ask questions and maybe should be worried. So I'm worried.
Yeah.
I am obviously early. Uh, I am worried.
Wow, look at that. Jim Rogers is saying he has sold nearly everything. Think about it. One of the world's most legendary investors is pulling out of the market entirely. Why? Because almost every stock market is hitting an all-time high right now, and that's historically a terrifying sign. This euphoria is getting crazy, guys. When everyone is celebrating, that's exactly when you should start worrying.
Agreed on that. Everyone is talking about the AI today. Do you see today's enthusiasm as a genuine technological revolution with decades of upside, or is it becoming another liquidity driven bubble?
Well, we've had markets throughout, well, for a long time, and we've often had some markets that become extremely excited, whether it's electricity or automobiles or computers or whatever. At the moment, everyone is excited about AI, and AI is changing the world, just as electricity exchange changed the world. Will it last forever? None of them ever I mean, electricity had lasted forever, but not as a stock market boom. So we've all seen this before. Do not ask me about market timing because I'm not very good at it, but I know this has happened before. I know it's been very exciting when it happens, but I know it's always ended badly.
It did, unfortunately. Jim, you've always been a contrarian investor. Where do you think the biggest disconnect between the market prices and economic reality exists today?
Well, I guess I would say in stock markets around the world. I repeat, many stock markets in the world are making all-time highs. That's a disconnect. Rarely in human history has every market in the world made an all-time high. And when it does happen, it's a time to ask questions. Is that a disconnect? I don't know. You can ask me in 2 or 3 years.
Okay, this is a massive reality check on the AI hype. He just compared AI to invention of electricity. Yes, AI is changing the world, but Jim makes a killer point. The electricity boom lasted forever, but the stock market bubble around it crashed badly. So if you think AI stock will only go up forever, you might want to think twice.
Yeah, but on the other hand, where do you see the disconnect, let's say, on the underpriced commodities at the moment?
Well, most commodities are doing well. I guess agriculture is probably a place that people could look. Um, Agriculture is not booming. I mean, I don't think you know many people that are rushing off to be a farmer right now. Um, People who are in universities are all begging to be farmers. They're all begging to be stockbrokers. So I guess that those parts of the world are places where one could look.
Wait, did he just say agriculture? That is a pure contrarian move right there? He is totally right. Every university student today wants to be a tech bro or a stockbroker. Absolutely no one is rushing to become a farmer. But guess what? Well, the crowd is chasing overpriced stocks. The real money might be hidden in dirt and farming. Fascinating perspective.
Yeah, let's touch a bit on inflation and the monetary system. We've gone from a decade of near zero interest rates to persistent inflation and much higher borrowing costs. Is this a temporary adjustment, or has the investment landscape fundamentally changed for the next decade?
Fundamental change for the next decade? I doubt it. There's been very few things in world history or in investing history that have been a fundamental change for a decade. Yes, some things have been. Electricity, automobiles, things like that came along. But even those things did not last forever. I mean, electricity boomed, but it was not something that made fortunes for people for years unless they happened to find a good company and bought it and held it for a long time. Likewise with automobiles. I mean, Ford Motor Company is still alive, but it wasn't a great stock forever. You have to get your timing right.
Yes, Jim, do you think we will return to pre-COVID, pre-pandemic levels with inflation? Can we see those numbers again soon or ever?
Well, of course we can. Uh, I've read enough market history to know that most of these things have happened before, and I know that they will happen again. So if you say ever, yes, I can tell you yes. The answer is yes.
Okay, okay.
Will it happen today? Probably not, but it will happen ever.
Yeah, I may be over. Yeah, your point. You're definitely right here.
Man, the high borrowing costs are really hitting hard. Jim is basically telling us that if we think inflation is magically going back to the old, comfortable pre-pandemic days anytime soon, we are dreaming. Economic cycles take years to fix themselves, and we need to buckle up for a long, bumpy ride.
For decades, the global economy has revolved around the dollar-centric monetary system. Are we witnessing the beginning of the new monetary order, or is the talk of de-dollarization still premature?
Well, I own U.S. dollars. I partly because I'm an American, but I would own U.S. dollars anyway. The U.S. dollar is the world's main currency. That is going to change. I don't know what's coming next, and I don't know when. But I know that throughout history, we've had different currencies, different countries, different whatever, and I know that that will change again. The United States is the largest debtor nation in the history of the world. No nation in world history has ever been so much in debt, and the debt's getting bigger. I know that will change. I don't particularly like it since I'm an American, but I know it's happening. I know it will happen.
Yeah, the governments continue to accumulate record levels of debt, yet market seems remarkably relaxed. What do investors understand that you don't? Or is the market simply ignoring the risk? What do you think?
Uh, my answer to you would be that the market is probably ignoring the risk, but who knows? I would just will repeat this sort of thing has happened several times in history in many countries. It's not the first time. It's happened before. We're all human beings. Human beings love easy answers. Human beings want everything to be easy and right. Human beings all make many mistakes.
Hold on, read that stat again. The United States is the largest debtor nation in the entire history of the world. No country has ever carried this much debt, and it's growing every single second. Even though Jim holds US dollars, he is flat out admitting that a massive global monetary shift is inevitable. The Dollar King might fall sooner than we think.
I mean, Scott Bessent is an intelligent person. He now works for the government. So you have to remember that when smart people work for the government, they have different views. They have to have different views. Um, As I say, Scott is a smart person, but that does not mean that everything is all right in Washington. I repeat, the U.S. is the largest debtor nation in world history, and the debt's getting worse. Whenever this has happened in the past, it has led to problems. I know it will lead to problems again. I don't know when. Scott would tell you, don't worry, don't worry. I repeat, Scott's a smart guy, but I worry.
Okay. Let's touch on the central banks. The topic is always the central banks buying gold, but let's touch on the other side of the story. If a major holder such as Russia or any other country facing severe fiscal pressure were forced to liquidate a significant portion of its gold reserves, would that simply create a buying opportunity, or could it fundamentally alter gold long-term outlook?
Well, if what you just described happens, it's going to lead to dislocations in the market. If major countries start liquidating their holdings, it causes problems. It causes dislocations. Now, if you're clever and knowledgeable, you will find an opportunity. But that doesn't happen overnight. That takes a time, takes a long time usually. But yes, if you have everybody changing and saying we must liquidate, that leads to opportunities. Just be careful, because the first month is not going to be fun.
Yeah. Gold is in a correction territory. It has corrected. Do you see more pain ahead, or do you see a strong upside here from here?
Well, I own gold, I own silver. I have for many years. I suggest that everyone should own some gold. Everyone should own some silver, because throughout history, gold and silver have been valuable and been protection. I mean, Jesus Christ was sold for 30 pieces of silver, and that was more than hundreds of years ago. Silver and gold have always been useful and practical and protective. They will be again. Everybody should have some gold in the closet. Everybody should have some silver under the bed. You need it. And when you need it, it's very late. It's too late to buy. You need to buy it when nobody cares.
So as a gold holder, you basically don't care if the price goes down or up, right?
Well, for me, I don't. I just own it. If it goes up, I don't sell it. If it goes down, I hope I'm smart enough to buy more.
Fair enough. Let's touch on
Now, I will just repeat to them, there are many people who are good traders, good market timers, and they can buy and sell gold and silver in the market and make fortunes. I am not one of those people. I don't even try.
Understood. Let's touch on silver. You mentioned silver. For years, some investors have argued that silver prices have been artificially suppressed through the paper futures market. Do you think there's any merit to those claims?
No, I do know that there have been times when it appears that governments are artificially trying to suppress gold or silver, and they have been. I mean, some governments at times have tried to make the price of gold and silver go down. But I know that history shows that in the end, markets are smarter than governments. There's no government in history that's been smarter than the markets. I mean, governments don't like that, but markets have always been smarter than any government you name.
Okay.
This is the ultimate wealth insurance speech right here. He literally said, put some gold in your closet and silver under your bed. His advice is pure gold. Don't wait to buy physical precious metals when a crash happens, because by then it will be too late. Buy it now when nobody else cares. That is a legendary piece of advice.